I love this light. No matter how much cloud, so much light is bursting forth. And that's why evil can't press down the good. Even a small act of kindness in the midst of incredibly cruel circumstances has a brilliance like a match in the dark. Sometimes even the evil sets as a backdrop to even pronounce more clearly the good. Today, that cloud doesn't seem to give us much opportunity for seeing the sun disk, so I want to do a little other thing here locally for you. I was reading a couple of notes about this phrase in the gospel today that goes back to the book of wisdom. Just want to check one little thing here. Just bear with me and enjoy the light of this morning. Yeah, I would be very... It's impressive to read the Book of Wisdom, chapter 16. And I encourage you to do that because it'll give you a lot of background. And it's probably the youngest book of the Old Testament. Pretty reasonable scholarship puts it actually right at the time of Augustus, written in northern Alexandria, Augustus the emperor. So it's very current thinking. So that's 30 years before Jesus' birth. So by the time John's Gospel is written, then you're talking about the end of the first century. So well over a century later, then John's Gospel is published. And so the Book of Wisdom has time to penetrate the thinking of Jewish culture here in the eastern part of the Roman Empire. It was all Greek, a Greek culture. So the Book of Wisdom is a Jewish literature presented under a time when the Jewish community feels under stress. It's a very well-to-do, very educated, highly educated community. But they're under stress from all the paganism, the Greek paganism, the triumphant Greek culture. And so you have this very pious writer, author, who is deeply believing in the God we recognize in all the scriptures. And he's writing this work probably for young people to have inspiration to understand the dignity of their calling, the dignity of the gift they have received. and to withstand the pressures of the culture of the time. And when you read that, you find also a growing nuancing of the understanding of God. There's even compassion for the Canaanites. There's a great sense of God the Creator, God who is in charge of nature, God who is in charge of human life. It's a very, very developed spirit of faith. And that growing contact with God is leading to a growing transformation of our heart. The more we're with God, the more our heart is transformed. The more we're with anybody, the more they affect us. The more you hang out with people and talk together with them, little by little you're understanding their viewpoints. You're more and more in sync with them. And that's also the great value of living in a community of faith. Really, it's only the very mature believers who receive a special charism of hermit life. And it's usually done with great discernment, with a spiritual guide, a spiritual leader, an abbot, for somebody to enter into a constant, systematic hermit lifestyle. Because we need each other and we influence each other. And so living in that community of faith people are being transformed, and that's true of the writer of the Book of Wisdom. It's a community of faith stretching back almost 2 millennia, and definitely a good 1,000 years for sure. That's maturing and producing a heart that's transformed. And you can read there in chapter 16 how he's pondering the sign of salvation that God gave the people. The serpents that bit others and killed them, but as people he intervened in mercy, and this sign of salvation was the serpent lifted up on the stick, lifted up high, and they looked at it and they were immediately healed. And he said it was God's word that healed them. Very clear understanding, a mature understanding of faith. It was God's word. It wasn't any ointment. It wasn't any herb. It's interesting how he uses these words. Gosh, Kathleen has gone way out there now. Look at the distance. Let me try and pick her up there. We weren't out that far yesterday. Well, almost, with the sunrise stroll and chat on the paddleboard with Brad. And when I am lifted up, I will draw all men to I will draw all people to myself. This language of Jesus in John's Gospel is very much in that context of this Book of Wisdom reading of the event in Exodus. I want to show you a few little things here. So Dan wanted to plant some onions here and they're coming along. They were very tender when you planted them first. And the flower bursting out here. I'm not sure if that's a weed or what we'd consider a more serious plant. And then we have these lovely flowers here. And again, I'm not sure if they're weeds. I know the thistles are weeds and the dandelions and these other types of thistles here. And then here are the pomegranates in bloom. This tree never gave us good pomegranates so far. There's even one bad one still on the tree. Look at this here. Wow, it's really affixed to it, no wonder. I better remove it carefully with both hands. I don't want to damage the branch. These are pomegranate blossoms, flowers. They're pretty big. Pomegranates get to be pretty big. And you have some new. These are I think that's the. I'm not sure if that's a bud to blossom yet here. Maybe. That's probably after the flowering, right? And then a lot of the. Oh wow, we got these plums back this year, and a lot of them. I hadn't seen them until right now. Look at this. They're a kind of a plum. But we didn't have any really good ones for the last 2 or 3 years. And then there's still some blossoms here. There were a lot of blossoms, obviously, in these trees the last few weeks. And I often had the feeling I should come in and film it for you. This orange is past blossom stage and all the oranges are coming along here. Look at this one. And over here, these oranges are little later bloomers, so they're still blossoming. There seem to be quite a lot of them, thanks be to God, and they're delicious. And here we have these apricots, and there's tons of them as well. Thanks be to God. So they pruned these trees quite a bit. This branch shouldn't be there. And this is the fig tree. I don't know when the blossoms are coming here. I don't see any sign of figs yet. There's something over here. I wonder what it is. We'll have to come back another time and keep an eye on it. And then these are the pomelos. There seems to be a lot of these. Oops, that just fell off there. Sorry, sir. Here's a little one coming along. They grow to be very big, although last year they didn't develop very well. We have a little avocado tree. I must show you that because it's really small. And we have a wonderful neighbor here, Wilfried, who planted it for us or donated to us. And he had another one in here before that and it died. I don't know if you remember. And this one does seem to be growing. Has some more leaves than when it started. So people, there's a lot in Scripture. Also in the Acts of the Apostles today, how they share all their property. Something that's still valid in the church. And that's the way all the religious communities live. Common life. I don't own a thing in my name since 1974, 49 years ago when I joined the seminary. That became very formal then in my vows. But that's the spirit living in community. People, we leave it like that for today. I think I might have gone over time. God bless you. See you later, alligators. This lovely morning, Easter morning. We have 50 days of Easter, so we have about 43 left, or 42, 41. God bless you.